Today we're discussing on the Ayurvedic Yoga channel, Pitta Dosha, an introduction to Pitta Dosha. So Pitta Dosha is all about fire. It is the dosha in the body made up of fire and water element. And so this is what is responsible for digestion in the body. So if you think every part of the digestive process that has to do with stomach acids, with enzymes, with transforming something that is not us, some food, into us, into our body. All of that is thanks to Pitta, right? That we can somehow eat an apple, right? And this becomes our nails, our eyes, our hair. As well, anything that has to do with metabolism is also Pitta Dosha. Because really metabolism, what is it? It's digestion happening at a more cellular level. So it's the cell's intelligence determining how it takes in nutrients, how it uses it, and then also what is not useful to the cell. So sort of this discernment is also very Pitta. If we then look at that at a more psychological level, that discernment, well, that has to do with criticism to some degree. It has to do with being able to judge whether something is or is not good for you, whether something serves you or does not serve you. So that's actually a very useful skill when in balance. Discernment is a very, very useful, healthy skill to have. And even that processing, that discernment is also Pitta. It's Pitta in our brain and our mind. So being able to digest visual information, digest auditory information, digest taste, and understand, put together a picture of the world, all of that is thanks to Pitta. But when Pitta gets out of balance, this same fire can then lead to irritation at a physical or emotional level. It can also lead to inflammation in the joints, in the skin, in the eyes, in the digestive tract, anywhere in the body. So anywhere that you would see red in the body, extra red, when the inflammation comes about is because of Pitta. And at an emotional level, this leads to irritability, anger, excess judgment or criticism, mental habits like perfectionism, things having to be exactly a certain way. This is Pitta when it's a little too rigid. So today we'll practice creating a sanctuary for you within your own mind, within your own body. All of our poses will either be seated or laying down, which is why you have these pillows. When it comes to using Ayurvedic and practices and yoga practices to balance Pitta, we need to focus on balancing its heat, its excess intensity. And especially a lot of Pitta folks, people who have a lot of Pitta or have come to a Pitta imbalance have done so either because their mind is really intense and they think they have to do it all and get it all done and now. So they have this never-ending to-do list of ambitions, or, I see you smiling now, or they like to go very hard or very intense when it comes to working out. They search for that intensity through their activities. And if not through their activities, through their relationships, oftentimes. It's almost like they need to fill that somewhere. So we work to balance with more cooling practices. A lot of yoga practices out there in the world today being shared are actually very heating. Vinyasa is a very heating practice. Hot yoga is extremely heating. And this is actually where you find a lot of Pitta folks, once again, searching for that intensity. But there are practices like yin, like restorative, and even more traditional hatha that is actually much more slow paced and to some extent forest, right? Obviously the abdominals are very heating, We have a whole hot part within forest yoga, but there's a way to deal with the poses and be in poses that actually is much more gentle on your body. And instead of about being in the physicality of the pose, it is more about feeling internally in the pose. That's a much more cooling way to be in a pose. Instead of giving it 120% effort, bringing your effort in to nourish yourself, to nourish your tissues. Helps heal that wound of discernment. Tico.
Tico.
Okay.